live.
I'm happy.
I'm happy. Why are you happy?
Cold and happy. Well, I'm happy because we got the show on, and
yeah,
I always, fret over where I'm going to find my next platform project to talk about.
I don't know why.
Something always pops up.
Wait, now where did this one pop up?
Actually, I searched for a content provider or platform for content providers to see what was available because, as you will see, our current mainstream providers are just ripping everybody off.
Oh, for sure.
And so there has to be a way for us to make some money on this.
I thought it was because you were mad at Steam and what they were doing.
No,
and,
I'm not
wanted
mad.
You want to find an alternative.
Yeah, well, I'm not mad at them. I'm just confused on the what do you want to call it? The mission that they're on, right?
Okay.
I'm confused that they're going to add advertising on it. I don't know.
They got to pay the bills, huh? They got to pay the bills to run the nodes.
Yeah, that's a consideration. And I did think about that. I said, somewhere the money has to come from somewhere. So if they work out a good program for that, sure.
Yep.
Let's, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Welcome everyone to Morning Coins with John and Chaz. I'm John.
I'm Chaz.
That's Chaz. And so before we get into it, this is our weekly crypto show where we just pick a distributed ledger technology platform, protocol, or project, and we bring it to you guys live on Vim every Friday. And we also put our recorded version up on YouTube and DTube and wherever else we can throw it to try to grow our audience. So thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in live, we have our integrated comments. And of course, we can see your upvotes. I'll be sure to give you guys shout outs as I see them come in. Share this with your friends if you like the content. And if you are so moved, you can also call in live or come in live via PC or smartphone by having zoom.us. On PC, it's just zoom.us, and then you put in that code 468-186-430. Or you can download the Zoom app for Android or iOS, and it'll ask you for that room code 468-186-430. Typically, we broadcast every Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, we'd love to have you on. And if you want to come in and have us give us a project, protocol, or a platform that we should be looking at or highlight, you can let us know. And there's advertising space available should you choose to accept that. These black spaces below either Chaz or myself are available to put a banner ad for your company, and we'll also put a link.
You can go right behind me, just like this Morning Coins.
There we go.
Banner back here. We can put you on there. I discovered a way that I can make a mosaic out of that, so you can see the whole thing in little blocks. So I'll share that with you a little bit later.
Cool. All right, so yeah, and without further ado, we do talk about some of these projects, and some of these projects are traded assets. So we got to do a little bit of a disclaimer.
And with that, we will say that cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options trading involves substantial risk of loss and are not suitable for every investor. The valuation of cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, clients may lose more than their original investment. All investments discussed on this show are for informational purposes only and are not recommendations to buy or sell.
Yep. And everybody pretty much knows that. If they got in last year in 2008,
they will find it out. Yeah, they found it out. Yeah. We're going to take a look at the market a little bit at the end of the show and talk about that process.
I like it. So what are we doing today?
Well, there's our link to...
There's our links.
Yeah, and what we'll see first is that Synereo has now rebranded themselves as Hyperspace. So I got two slides, one with the Synereo website and one for the Hyperspace.
Do you know when they rebranded?
No, I don't know that one.
Okay.
I think it's pretty recent that they did that. JP Morgan.
Oh boy.
So JP Morgan Fidelity Investments are interested in cryptocurrency and are studying cryptocurrency. Now, the reason I put this link up there is because Jamie Dimon, who is the CEO of JP Morgan, said that Bitcoin was just a bunch of crap. Jamie Dimon, you're a bunch of crap. You know, you say one thing and then you do something else. You know, so the institutions are trying to find a way to get into this market. They're studying it, and they will eventually get in. And I think that is really going to help the market a lot. I did see one other thing. I think CBOE, the Commodities Board of Exchange, has dropped Bitcoin futures. I think they pulled them.
No.
Yeah, so I think we'll look at that next time and see what's up with that.
Okay.
Something became problematic, so what it was. And then XRP plus Coinbase, they're saying that, you know, XRP needs more exchange exposure, and if Coinbase took on XRP, it would make a huge difference in the valuation. Come on, Coinbase. They're already holding it.
Everybody is on Coinbase to list them because they think that it'll help their coin, which is true.
Gives you a marketplace.
You know, that's right. Exactly. That's exactly right. But also, as we found out, Coinbase will list them if enough of their people ask for them to be listed. So, you know, Steam wants to get on there. XRP wants to get on there. They all want to get on there.
Sure.
And right now, Coinbase has more Ethereum backed than anything. Because they got ZRX, they got BAT, they have Ethereum Classic, you know, 4 of their main ones, and then they have Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
They've expanded their coins or cryptos on their market. They're going to continue to do so. And I think that eventually we'll see XRP and a bunch of others get on there. Okay. So we have a video today.
Yep. And we're not going to show the slide. I just uploaded the video, so we're just going to go right to it.
Yeah, it's a bit corny, but I think it was meant to be corny. It is a pretty good video.
A bit corny. So let's watch that, and we'll be right back.
This better get me some likes.
Well, hello there. I didn't see you there. Welcome to Sherwood Forest. This is our space, right here. And this is everyone else. Isn't that amazing? Move. Think about it. You do all the work. You like, comment, share. And this all translates into one thing. But where's your share?
Out of my way.
Aren't our feudal lords a hoot? But here in Sherwood Forest, things are really looking up. Look at the fruits of your labor grow. Those coins are growing out of your own trees. Pure gold.
Thanks to these new decentralization technologies, I can finally buy that second speedboat.
Isn't that lovely? We used to need the lords to govern the digital lands. Some folks still think we do. Pish posh. With Hyperspace connecting users directly, all the content created, distributed, or consumed online is part of an economy which thrives without any lords.
My coffers!
I know what you're thinking. What will prevent the lords from taking over this land as well? Well, it's decentralized and distributed.
No!
Which are just technical terms for no one could take over this land even if they tried. So, what we end up with are digital spaces owned by the people who cultivate them, where everyone who creates, likes, comments, and shares also gets rewarded. That's a pretty sweet deal, eh? Now come along, join us merry folk at Hyperspace.
Man, oh man, that was fun.
It was. I liked that video.
My favorite part of the video was that map, how they
Yes.
how they show the little feudal systems of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as like people share and all the money goes in there.
Yeah.
Then they go back out to the. But in Hyperspace,
It's different.
yeah,
You get to keep your money and get more. So
All
yeah,
right.
I liked the video. I thought it really did a good job of explaining the process, what they're after, and reading their white paper. The white paper was only 15 pages long. So I mean, it was the kind of white paper that you read, which is not full of a lot of technical, issues and things of that nature. You got right to the point of, you want to make money on your content. Here's how you can do it.
Right. Okay.
So I put a slide up there for the Synereo website, and it just says to publish anywhere and monetize with Synereo.
So is it changed to?
Yeah, if you go to the second,
yet?
Yeah, go to the second slide, and that's the one you see now coming up. As a matter of fact, I have not been able to replicate that first slide or find it.
Oh, okay.
The website. So I think they've taken that down and they're going strictly with Hyperspace right now. Gotcha.
Goodbye, Synereo. Hello, Hyperspace.
Right. So they've rebranded themselves, which I think it's a good name, Hyperspace. I think it just sort of, you have the other places, like MySpace and things like that. Well, now you got Hyperspace, where you're going into hyperdrive, and you get rewarded for your content. And it's the economy there is, it's not, the monetization is through the participants, as opposed to waiting for an advertiser to come along and then have Facebook or FaceCrook or BoobTube take the money and give you nothing or very little.
Now it says powered by UBI.
Universal Basic Income.
That's becoming a hot topic these days. I've been seeing it all over the place.
It is. And I think in this environment or this economy that they're putting out, that's a really good thing.
Okay.
So on the next one, we says on Hyperspace, you get. So on Spotify, you pay to hear music. On Hyperspace, you get paid to appreciate music. Awesome.
Oh, okay.
On Netflix, you pay to watch a video. On Hyperspace, you get paid to create the space with the best video content. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, I like that.
And on Facebook, you're the product being sold to the advertiser. On Hyperspace, you're the purpose.
Uh-oh. I like both of those.
This.
Yeah.
I think they really are hitting the nail right on the head. They're hammering.
Hyperspace could do wonders for G1 NBC. It's kind of like the vision I have for this G1N token account is doing it through Steam and getting people that way. So,
and we could create our own space.
Exactly.
So the second one says you get paid to create the space. We can create sub spaces or sub areas where we can be the curators and we can bring the content in and people can come in and get the content and pay for the content.
And that's what we're doing. So that's what we're building. Nice.
That's what we want to build. So I think these three statements here are powerful statements. I wanted to look at the some of the parts of the white paper or actually it's the website and how Hyperspace works. So can we open that up, John, or do you want me to do it?
I'll try. We'll see if it gets overloaded.
Okay.
So I brought it up here. We'll see if the encoding turns down a little bit. If not, I might have to have you bring it up.
Okay.
All right. No, we're good. We're good for right now.
All right. Can you share the screen?
Yep. Yes, I can with you. Hold on. There we go.
I'm not seeing it's coming. Hang on.
Yeah. Gotta give it a second. My computer is in need of some upgrading.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There you go.
I run into that too. So can you scroll down just a tad there, John? So here it sort of goes into the what, with supporters, full range of political spectrum, as well as tech leaders such as Bill Gates, and agreeing on the usefulness of universal basic income. So we got big names in there supporting it. So Hyperspace with UBI, everyone can participate in an online content economy that just, instead of I can't see all the screen. Hang on, let me move this. I'm going to move my window here. Here we go. John's on the left now. Economy rather than just those with disposable income. And in an era where information is frictionlessly copyable and content is expected to be distributed and consumed for free, creators of content can finally be supported by their audience without having to compromise their art.
Okay.
So this is the idea behind this, I think, is just totally awesome, because I was trying to put together an idea for different ways I could put content on the internet. And this is really, for me, I think this is an option. So if we could scroll down just a little bit more.
Yep. Under how or the numbers?
Let's go to how. Just real quick. So to receive UBI, sign up to Hyperspace and verify your account using your mobile phone. I mean, look at to continue receiving every day, you need to spend. This is an important part. You have to spend what you're given.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll stop giving it to you. So that sort of guarantees a flow of tokens through this system. You can store up to 3 days worth of UBI AMPs. They call them amps. Before you stop receiving new ones, go out there and spend them. So there's motivation here to put money into the system.
Gotcha.
Right now you're looking for places and people to support, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then on the numbers, the daily UBI per user is given in amps with a value equivalent of 33 cents.
It's pretty high.
It's very high compared to some of the other things. I mean, compared to Steam It, right? Also Mannabase, which is a UBI platform. The number is calculated every day based on a 7-day moving average taken from CoinMarketCap.
Okay.
So, and then they go into an explanation of how they came up with that number. YouTube Red charge approximately $10 per month for an ad-free service. Facebook's monthly revenue per North American user is $9.20.
Wow.
Yeah, that's sort of high, I think, on there. But that's the part that I wanted just to cover.
Well, no, I mean, that's high revenue. I mean, that tells you how much money Facebook's making.
Yeah.
Right? Because not everyone's even on Facebook. So to get that average monthly, $9 per person, they're getting that from advertisers.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they don't turn around and share it. You know, that's where their profits are coming from.
For sure.
John, go down to, there's a little link at the bottom, how it works. And go to amplification.
Which link? Oh, amplification.
Yeah, amplification.
Okay.
And scroll up if you can.
I sure can. Let me know when you want me to stop.
Back about a half a screen. Sorry.
Right here? The what?
Let's see. Yes. Amplifications are the driving force behind the hyperspace economy. Amplifying is a simple economic signal on an action available to every user. It is voting with something more at stake than a mouse click. It's a like with money. Awesome.
Right.
This is awesome. So you can't just say, yeah, I like that, and then walk away. You actually have to commit. So one, I think what that does is it sorts out or filters out people who are just clicking on things. I think it actually also, they say in their paper that it's sort of anti-bot strategy as well.
Okay. That
right?
would definitely make it different from Steam, because I'm sitting here listening and I'm like, all right, I got it. This is Steam. So how is it different? How's it different?
Yeah, and the voting, let's see, amplifying investing, they call it. Amps in a post does three things. It increases the post's visibility.
Mm-hmm.
It distributes the invested amps between those people responsible for the post's creation, et cetera, et cetera. And it gives you a stake in the post. It allows you to earn amps if the post is amplified again after you.
Right, right.
So if someone upvotes your upvote, so to speak, or likes your like, you get paid for that.
Yep.
So there's a backflow to the economy, the economy. It doesn't just go in one direction.
Steam works like that too.
Amps received are UBI start. Let's see. Amps received as UBI start as inactive. These amps can be used freely in hyperspace, but cannot be withdrawn. When amplifying a post, inactive amps are activated if the post was made in a verified space. In contrast, if the amplification is made to a post in an unverified space, the inactive amps will remain inactive. So I didn't look into what verified means, but I'm assuming it's something that they have to make sure that it's pertinent or it fits into the hyperspace platform.
Right, right. I like how you're anticipating my questions.
I'm getting used to you, John. Amplifications made with inactive amps are give them a 45-day timer until they become active. Amp recipients get them with that's the time period equals 45, meaning amps would be withdrawable in 45 days. Amps greater than 0 amps can be used to amplify content further and will be used in priority when amplifying versus lower TTU amps on active amps. So a little technical they
Right.
get there.
I'm lost.
Yeah. I think it has to do if let's go back to the slides, John.
Okay.
And we can, I have a slide up that sort of goes into that a little bit, an example. And I'm on the slide that says hyperspace economy examples.
Yeah, let's go ahead and got to give my browser a chance to get back at it before we resume normal encoding. All right, let's go ahead and go through the hyperspace economy example.
Okay, so in this example, and this is off their white paper, the following example explains how this process works in practice. Imagine the following chain where user 1 is the content creator and users 2 through 5 are the amplifiers who each contribute 40, 10, 20, and 20 amps respectively. So let's go to the next slide, because that's going to tell us, it's going to show us a more graphic example. And by the way, they call their white paper the Wild Spark paper.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
That
What does that
amazing?
even mean?
I don't know. Somebody came up with that in a meeting, I'm sure, and they're like, okay, it sounds great.
Right, right. Thanks, Ledco, for tuning in and for your upvote on Vim. We appreciate you watching live.
Yes, thank you. So here's the example continued. The content creator, user 1, will receive 1/3 of the total amps from each amplifier. Therefore, his total income is 13, 3.3, and blah, 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 up to 30 amps, so approximately 30 amps. The remaining amps that are used to reward the amplifiers respectively, and they give the list there. I'm not going to read through them. So next, note that T2, which is the other amplifier, user 2 is eligible to receive amps from the next 4 amplifiers.
Okay.
T3 equals 1. User 3 is eligible to receive amps from the next 1 amplifier. And then 4 and 5, user 4 and 5 are eligible to receive amps from the next 2 amplifiers.
Interesting. So you
Right.
got to be Johnny on the spot with your upvotes.
Yeah, you have to. You have to use them. They're forcing you to use them, which I think is a great thing. You're not just stockpiling them. But on the other hand, if you use them and this is really a good post and people like it and re-amplify it or amplify it further, money comes back to you.
Right, right.
And I got there's the one last slide in that group.
The hyperspace economy.
This is more of a mathematical calculation. I really don't even want to go into this because my head.
What'd you put it in there for?
Well, for our viewers who may want to use this. So this is a great setup, I think. I like the idea that you have to put a stake in when you upvote. You just can't upvote and walk away.
Yeah.
It makes you more involved, more engaged in the process.
Let pi I be the amp that I receives, and I always forget what that P is. The remainder of the amps that go right, like you said, if we go into it, we're letting people know how much we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. How ignorant we are.
So smart people, let us know how this algorithm is different than Steam, and let us know if this is an algorithm that might work.
Yeah, and in the white paper, there's a lot more of this if you want to. They do go into math in this thing about how their economy works and how the amps are distributed. And so you go into the white paper and you can go math crazy.
Right.
But now it's time for the Manna update.
Oh boy.
So I did this yesterday. And I wanted to actually show you that at the bottom of the screen there, I have 427 Manna approximately, which is worth about 44 cents. So the value of the Manna is not lifted much lately, but we're looking forward to that. But the important thing about Mannabase is it's universal basic income. You're able to use it for yourself. You're able to give it to someone else if you know someone that needs it, and you're able to refer people to Mannabase and increase your weekly deposit.
Okay.
And recently, the great news is they've opened it up for children's accounts, which I think, if you have a young child and you get them started on this now, they could have a pretty good amount of money sitting there for them when they become adults.
True.
And if Manna,
If the program lasts for 18 years.
right, are you saying that it wouldn't be there?
I mean, I wouldn't. Cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options are high risk.
But this isn't an investment.
I know.
Right?
I know. It's a direct marketing. You get a token as long as there are people supporting it and money coming in there somehow, probably through donations and things like that. The Manna is probably going to be safe.
And it's not
And
sponsored by any.
Their partnership with UBI Seed,
Yep.
that Denmark-based think tank, things might be moving forward and positive. They have a good presence on Steam and like we talked about earlier, this is also based on UBI. I'll be interested if you see some type of Mannabase Hyperspace partnership somewhere down the road.
Why not? Yeah. Of course, what I was going to say was this is not a government sponsored or municipal sponsored platform. This is just a private, or you can call it's a public without the involvement of any kind of government.
Right. And so you guys see the links on there. If you guys are interested, it's a very simple KYC process to get started. The slideshows for all of our shows are in the description for on Steam, on Vim, and on YouTube. So make sure you go there, click on the slides, find the Manna slide, and sign up. And use one of ours. It's a direct referral program, and so we get credit when you sign up, and so we get a little bit of a bump in our Manna. And then for every direct referral that you get, you also get a bump in yours. So find your favorite simulcaster, your favorite person for this show, click on the link and get started.
Yeah. And if you get referrals, you are bumped up 100% on your original deposit. You do it a bunch of times, you're going to be looking pretty sweet.
Very good.
Okay, so next slide is our bot-resistant design.
Oh, boy.
Not bot-proof, bot-resistant.
A lot of words.
Yeah, it's a lot. The important consideration in the presence of bot networks and how they may influence the flow of information and AMPs. The attribution formula used in this model is designed to mitigate the impact of bots as much as possible. First, note that the only way for a bot to benefit from the amplification chain is through participation in the chain. That is, a bot has to actually amplify the content and invest amps. Additionally, users are rewarded if other amplifiers participate and amplify the chain afterwards. This requires active promotion of the content in users' local social networks and communities to attract new amplifiers. So skin in the game.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, if you can operate a bot on this platform, but it's going to cost you.
Right. They won't be able to set it up to where someone can just pay and then you'll get an upvote.
Right.
They'll have to upvote the ones they want. Right. It'll have to be they'll have to work a little bit harder than they do on Steam.
Yes. Yeah, because we know that Steam has a lot of bots out there working.
That's how you get trending.
Yeah.
Pay enough money. Or have a good enough stuff that everyone on the platform posts for it and re-steams it.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah. But I've seen some stuff on there that's gotten so much upvotes.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't believe a guy shaving.
Right. And people and people that have high value accounts, they can upvote their own stuff, and some of them typically do. You know, and it's like, okay. Yep. I mean, I could, you know, sometimes it seems to disincentivize the mission, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so let's go on to the next slide. See what we got here. Oh, your turn.
The old get Steam on Coinbase.
Yep.
So let's do it. Get Steam on Coinbase. But with that means that you all have to go and get on Coinbase. So in your slides, you can go ahead and click on one of the links, either myself or Chaz, and set up a Coinbase account. We do this only because If you invest $100, we get $10 worth of Bitcoin. But so do you. So you invest $100, you get $10 worth of Bitcoin. So you're putting in 100, you get $110 worth. Its prices are very, I would say, low right now. They might go lower, but it's a good time to. I would say this is a good time to get in.
I think so. And I heard the statement. I make this statement all the time that the crypto market is in its infancy, and there's going to be bumps in the road.
Right. Right.
Get in now, because later on you're going to be sorry if you didn't.
So find those slides, click on that link, just get involved. And you know what? Bitcoin is the largest trading pair on all your exchanges to get into other altcoins and cryptocurrencies. So it's a good starting point. You can start with Steam and move your way out too. You can go earn a bunch of Steam and then trade for Bitcoin. But it's just an easy entryway.
Right. And let's face it, Coinbase is minding their P's and Q's as much as possible. So I'll put it this way. I'm confident that they're going to be a very strong presence in that market.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And, it's a lot of it is they're very U.S. friendly. So if you are in another country, obviously we know that's probably not your best option. And it's not the most decentralized option either. So if you're a purist, you might not want to go that route. But if you're new and you're watching this on YouTube and you've never heard of it before, go ahead and start an account. It's a really easy process. And like Charles said, they mind their P's and Q's. And they are $1 billion company. Like, not overnight, but because they're doing the right things in this space.
Right. Okay, so
enough free promo for Coinbase. Jeez, Pete.
Let's look at what Bitcoin is doing.
You almost
I have a
said
chart
BitTube.
for us.
We're looking at it.
It's not pretty, but I noticed three things here. First is that blue step line is a parabolic SAR, and it is coming to a point where there's going to be a reversal. When that blue step line goes below the candlesticks, then we're looking for an uptrend in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Second one is the yellow line at the bottom, which is on balance volume.
Mm-hmm.
It is near the bottom, which means there's not a bunch of inflow into Bitcoin at this point.
Now, what could that mean?
That could mean that people are standing back right now, and they're not investing in Bitcoin. They're waiting.
Okay.
Right. So, and let's face it, the news, the bears haven't gone away. You're seeing it everywhere. Right. And so people are probably standing back at this point. It's early in the year. We just hit February today.
Right.
RSI, Relative Strength Index, is at its low point, pretty much its almost lowest point in this chart.
Now, what is that? It's the green line is on that bottom
right
line.
Right. It's at the bottom of its space, let's say.
Yep.
If you notice at the left of the screen where the green line was at the top, where Bitcoin was.
Sure.
So here we're looking at a time where it has fluctuated down to a place where they're kind of I think it reinforces the fact that there's going to be a reversal in the price of Bitcoin.
But it could go under, right? Could it go under that purple line? Or does that not
if you
mean
look
anything?
at the first valley if you go from the right and back up to that first valley, I think that's almost the bottom right there.
So the one in between November and 2019.
Yes.
That's close to the bottom, and I think that was like 2,800, something like that. If I were to be quick on my feet and thinking.
In this chart, I think you're pretty close to right. Yeah, I think you got back that way. It's sort of because that's the right side scale is sort of condensed, so a fractional move on that is like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at that, I think you could be right. It could be around probably in the 3,000 area. Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're right.
Okay.
But what we're looking at here is all three of those indicators are probably due for reversals. So I think we're going to see.
Is that you heard it here first? Are you calling it?
Yeah, you heard
what?
it here first, pal. You heard it.
When?
I'm saying, oh, wow. That's harder. That's much harder.
Yeah.
Thing to do. We'll see. I don't think it's going to, I think we're looking at all right, I'll put it out there. I'm thinking June.
June, poised for a breakout in June.
Yeah, because keep in mind what we're looking at on this screen here. This is like a weekly chart. So each one of those candles represents 1 week.
Gotcha. Yeah, so they had 2 weeks where we were promising, we thought we were breaking out of it. And the market said, nah, not yet.
Right.
So
one last indicator there,
sure,
of course, is one is the linear regression bars on the chart. And obviously we're in a downtrend. Downtrends don't continue forever.
And for people reading this that might not know, that's the blue and red lines that are trending downward.
Yes. If you look at the history, if you go back and look at every time the candlesticks got to the red area and come near the final line, they bounced.
The middle line or the final?
Time.
You mean the
if you look at the very bottom, if you look at the red,
I see what you're saying. Yes,
channel,
they hit. Right. When
they get to that red, when they get to that final bottom line, you see a reversal. And so it looks like they have to actually touch that line or go through it in order for that to happen. We did not see. We saw a little. It got close in the November, December area there. And it did reverse a little bit, but it wasn't very strong.
Sure. Right.
So keep your eyes open. I'd be buying Bitcoin here if I could make recommendations, but I can't.
That's right.
And then one of your favorites, the CCI 30 index with our bump. There's our bump, our Christmas bump.
It's there.
It's there.
I know it pains you to say.
It came after Christmas, but.
Wait, I see it. I see it like 2 days before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can have it. It's yours. John's prediction came true.
Well,
where's Bitcoin going, John?
Sold after the first of the year. I have no idea.
Come on.
No idea.
You're doing well. So when we look at this, we see the 52-week change we're 82% down.
Oof, brutal.
Yeah, year to date down 13%. And so, yeah, this is still brutal. I think if we look at the next chart, which is just a different version of that, I did a little bit, I zoomed out on this one.
Okay.
And I put some trend lines. So I'll tell you how I put these trend lines in. The way it works on their system here, I put the cursor on the very peak, dragged it across, and put the cursor on the very last of the line. So,
and that's for the middle one.
Yes.
Right.
And so we see there's a range here, obviously in a downtrend over this long time period from 2018. I just think that this cannot continue like this. Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. And so I think what we're going to see is something's going to happen. There's going to be one motivating event that's going to happen, and it's going to turn this market around. And that's why I was hesitant to pick a time period on the Bitcoin turnaround, because it's going to be an event-driven process.
Right.
Somebody's going to come out and say, the SEC has approved electronically traded funds for cryptocurrencies, and that is going to be all the difference in the world.
Yep, it is. And then I also saw that some places are looking to stable coins, crypto stable coins, as a way to get into the space. So they can
Yes.
buy the stable coins, balance that with, projects that they believe in, and you'll see it go up that way. The interesting part is now, right, Bitcoin is now like $3,000 per on average without hardly any institutional money.
Right.
Right. And then once some of these institutions and once some of these projects we've been covering and some of these platforms start to take off and start to get traction, see, the question is when people like Diamond and all those other guys say crypto's dead or crypto isn't going anywhere, the question is, yes, it might go lower, it might go higher, but the question is this technology going to stay? And if you don't believe the technology is going to stay, then you say it's dead or it's not going to go anywhere. But if you actually believe that some of these projects and platforms and protocols that we're talking about have real market use cases and value, you have to be passionate about those projects and get involved in the ones that you believe in.
I think this is the evolution of the internet. And if you look at blockchain and tokens or cryptocurrencies separately, blockchain's here.
For sure.
The technology is here and it's not going anywhere.
Yep.
And the other part then is the tokens or cryptocurrencies that operate on those blockchains, what's going to happen with them? And I think Bitcoin is, I think they're making improvements. Everybody thought Bitcoin's not going anywhere. They're dead. Well, now they got Lightning Network.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's trying to make these improvements.
Yep.
Some of them have sidechain. It's just finding a solution to the problem is what it is. It's not a static environment. It's a dynamic environment. And some genius is going to come up with solutions that no one is thinking about right now. And it's going to happen.
And Harvat just said that they say that, and I'm assuming he's saying about crypto's dead and stuff like that. It says they say that so the price stays soft, giving them more time to buy Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Was this is a PR game to control or manipulate the market? And
sure.
I would suggest that people don't listen to these CEOs that are saying that Bitcoin is crap. Nouriel Roubini, supposed expert on everything, is full of crap. And
oh
let's face
man.
it. And I think I used this example on the last show. Is Fred Smith, the CEO of FedEx, took his idea to the professors at the university, and they go, "Nah, it'll never work." Boy,
right.
he make them look stupid. I hope they feel stupid.
Yeah.
Because of being closed-minded.
Well, think about how many ideas have gotten shut down by banks and decision makers.
Oh yeah.
Right?
People holding purse strings.
Yeah. People holding purse strings decide what projects, what companies, what organizations, what franchises get funded.
Yes.
Rather than people. And it's a high time that something changes.
Yeah. And some of that began already with crowdfunding.
With angel investing, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Precisely.
And yeah, it is amazing how the people who used to hold the purse strings were so unvisionary and not willing to take any chances. Now, I understand that banks are regulated, highly regulated, and they're investigated and their audits are done on the banks. And so they have to be careful about what they do. But my thing is, we need people with vision. They're able to jump out there and let's face it, how many banks understand the blockchain? I mean, as far as on a retail basis, if you or I went into a bank and said, "Hey, I need a loan for this blockchain project," they would go, "Duh." They don't know.
Yeah.
The underwriters don't know.
One of my first Bitcoin purchases was at a credit union. There was a platform called BitQuick. And so I was taking in cash and saying, "Send it to this account." She's like, started asking me questions, and I'm like, "No, you just have to make the deposit."
I know, it's like, oh,
You
here's one that,
you don't have to know everything that I'm doing.
yeah, but they want to.
Exactly.
I worked at banks for a long time. They got their nose up everybody's rear end.
And Harvat says, yeah, it takes time to buy up, for the institutions to buy up. That's true. I'm sure there are like channels and protocols that they have to follow in order to either make it on the up and up or to do it institutionally. I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, I worked on I worked on a trading floor for a brokerage firm for a while. I wasn't a trader. I worked in the risk management department, but the trading floor was right across from me. And I've watched them in action. They're watching. When they have certain prices that they're outlined in. And when they hit those prices, they're buying and they're building a portfolio.
Yep.
And that's what they're out there doing now.
Oh yeah.
They got their own portfolios they're building.
And then they'll be like, you want to use your Visa? Here, go use this platform. You want to do this? Right. Yeah, we'll take your bank note. We'll take your house note.
Yeah. That'll be, things are coming in the financial industry where the blockchain is going to step in and just revolutionize it and turn it upside down. And it's beginning now, but I don't even think we've seen. We're just scratching the surface right now. For sure.
All right, everyone. I think on that we're good. Hope you guys liked Hyperspace. Check them out. They're a Steam competitor, so we'll see maybe more from them coming soon. Check out Mannabase. Check out Coinbase if you haven't already. Harvat and everyone else, thanks for watching and engaging live. We appreciate it.
Oh, yes.
And thank you for your upvotes. And we'll see you guys next Friday. What are we doing next Friday?
I have no idea. It's the way it usually works.
That's the way we roll on Morning Coin. So leave us a comment.
Something will pop up, in the next day.
Any distributed ledger technology, protocol, platform, or project that you want us to highlight, comment on Steam it, and we will do our due diligence and possibly get that on there. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching on Vim. The YouTube will be on, the VOD will be on YouTube and DTube, and we will see you later.
Later, guys. Thank you very much, everyone.
And we're going to leave you with some happy sounds from bensounds.com, or happy from bensounds.com.